All right, so the morning routine. Putting this down because I'm at work. We're gonna start with the hamstrings. I use a doorway. One leg up, one leg down. If you're super tight, you'll feel cramping, back up your hip. You wanna ideally get your hip all the way against the door jamb. And then I bring it across and I'll stretch like that. Sometimes I'll prop it in the other door. And then the piriformis stretching. This is a daily non-negotiable, sometimes multiple times a day. A lot of times you'll see guys pulling here, then you're craning your neck. I like to just keep everything neutral. Press out, other foot propped, so it's this hip that's stretching. Out, and then pull across this way. And this prevents a lot of grief because that piriformis muscle rests right on top of the sciatic nerve. Do both sides, always. And then the hip flexors, we spend a lot of time. This is flexion, flexion, extension. We rarely ever get into extension, so the easiest way to do it is get a pad down, stretch into it like that. Don't do this. I like to keep the shoulders over hips. If I can rotate away from, like I'm in a doorway here, and I rotate away, that's a bonus because you're getting the origin of the muscle, which is up here, to stretch away from the insertion. And those all reduce the forces on my low back and keep my hips mobile, half knee. So we can find a surface like this. So the old high school stretch we were showing was this, but I'm not getting hip extension. So what I'm after here is the rectus femoris is the longest part of the quad that comes up off the top of your pelvis. The other part of the quad muscle comes off the femur. So we're catching hip flexor and iliopsoas. Sorry, iliopsoas is your hip flexor and the rectus femoris. By getting out, a lot of times holding on to something, squatting into it, rotating away if I can, but I can do this at the gas station. I can do it anywhere. And that's my job, is to find ways for my patients to do stretches anytime, anywhere. So you get both those. And then the other one in standing is just a hamstring stretch. I don't want to slouch. I don't want to do this. I want to get up tall. If I want to lean forward, I'm going to lean from my hips, not slouching. GoPro.